Hello, YouTube. I'm back. I am back because more news have came up. Those tariffs with Donald Trump, we're going to discuss that. We're going to discuss exactly what tariffs are. What exactly is a tariff? We're going to discuss that. And so much news has been popping off, and ever since Donald Trump been talking this tariff stuff, the stock is going down even more since I last talked to y'all. America, we in danger, hon. We in danger. So hit that like button as y'all coming in. We're going to discuss only Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Donald Trump has lost it with these tariffs. Right now, the Republicans are meeting up with the Democrats and they're discussing it. They're not excited about these tariffs neither, y'all. We got a lot to discuss. I have a lot to show y'all. Right now, Donald Trump is using a chart, going over it, trying to explain his tariffs. It's as if somebody got a pow to his head making him do this. Because there's no way possible Donald Trump think it's okay with his list of tariffs. In the Republican Party, a vast majority of them are not happy with Donald Trump and these tariffs. Now that they realize how bad things are going and the stock market is crashing and the stock they have is crashing too, the tariffs is tearing down everything. He added on even more of a 10% tariff to what is already there. And I'm going to give y'all a list of the places that he is tariffing. I'm going to tell you exactly what tariffs are. What's the definition of it, y'all? This thing is major. Donald Trump, he ain't backing down. Again, I said it is so strange how he is going on about these tariffs, y'all. It's as if somebody got something to his head and he just keep going on and on about it. And they have told him that it is hurting the American people. It is hurting the American people economy. And Donald Trump doesn't have a care. And it's kind of scary because right now, a vast majority of the news is saying, is it that he wants the economy to get so bad that we have no choice but to stick with him a third term? Is that what Donald Trump trying to do? It's quite strange and it's not understandable. We got to talk about this. Hit that like button as y'all coming in because this is major. Tariffs doesn't make sense right now. In the other countries, especially China and Canada, they fighting back. Mexico hasn't backed down neither because Mexico is making it complicated for us to get in their country because of who? Donald Trump and his tariffs that he says so great and beautiful. Tariffs is not beautiful right now. It's going to hurt the American people. It will not benefit the American people. And he keep going on and on and on about how great these tariffs are. They're not great. He looks silly up there with that chart. Let's get down to business. Hit that like button as you coming in. If you'd like to support my channel, you can send me super stickers and super chats. Also, my Venmo and my PayPal link is in the description. Yes, we're going to discuss tariffs because what's going on right now. And I'm going to show you the difference between a hero and a zero. Corey is a hero. He stood and did a speech for 25 hours and 6 minutes. While Donald Trump is a zero right now, even in some of the Republican eyes, MAGA is upset too because it hurts the MAGA businesses. The MAGA Republicans are disappointed as well. They are speaking out against Donald Trump's his tariffs. They're not beautiful. It's going to hurt the American people. If something is going to hurt us, it cannot be beautiful as though the Americas are beautiful. But the tariffs are ugly. Donald Trump's soul right now is ugly. He's going to hurt the American people even more than what he has since he's been in office. He only been in office not even quite 3 months. One moment, please. How y'all doing tonight? Thank you for coming back with me. Breaking news is more things going on with the tariffs, so I had to come back to let y'all know what I have gathered. I'm still going live tomorrow, but this is something that needs to be discussed because it's not getting better. And more people are talking about the news can't believe what is going on. I think it's what BBC, they're talking about it. MSNBC, everybody's discussing it, even Fox News, because they know what is happening as the stock market is changed, plummet. Other things start going around. It's a domino effect. It's a chain effect. And Donald Trump can't see that. And that's why I'm saying it's as if somebody got something to his head making him do this. It's crazy. We know he's deranged, but dang, he can't be this damn crazy. He can't be. Donnie, you can't be. And the muskrat, you're part of the problem too. What is a tariff? A tariff is a duty imposed by the government of a country, a customs territory, or by a supranational union on imports of goods. Besides being a source of revenue, import duties can also be a form of regulation of foreign trade and policy that burden foreign products to encourage safe domestic industry. But it doesn't the thing that happens with tariffs, you put a tariff on the country, what are he going to do to the American consumer? He's going to charge that American consumer more. And when he put the items in his stores, the customer's going to pay even more money than we have ever paid because he's putting the tariff so high. We're not going to be able to buy a lot of things. We're going to budget more than we ever had. Right now, we're already picking pennies in America. America is like a third world country right now. We can't get any worse, Donnie. Don't do this to your people. Hold on. From BBC. I'm going to read you this article, okay? BBC, Trump's tariffs on China, EU, and more at a glance. Donald Trump announced a sweeping new set of reciprocal tariffs on Wednesday, arguing that they would allow the United States to secede. It would not. Trump's tariffs, which he imposed via executive order, are expected to send economic shockwaves around the world. The White House released a list of roughly 100 countries and tariff rates that the U.S. would impose in kind. Here are basic elements of plan. 10% baseline tariff on top of, in the background, call Trump speech. A White House official told reporters that the president will impose baseline tariffs on all countries. The rate is set at a 10% on top of what is already there. Will go into effect on April the 5th. Countries will only face the base rate. These include, and these are the countries, y'all. You see the countries? These are the countries. United Kingdom, Singapore, Brazil, Australia, New Zealand, Turkey, Colombia, Argentina, El Salvador, United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia. But that's not, it's more. Canada, Mexico, which he already told y'all about that. So that's not on this list because it's already happening. He done the damage already and burned the bridge with our allies already. Custom tariffs for worst offenders. White House officials also said that they would impose specific reciprocal tariffs on roughly 60 worst offenders to go into effect on April the 9th. These countries share higher tariffs on U.S. goods, impose non-tariff barriers to the U.S. trade, or have otherwise acted in ways the government feels undetermined American economic goals. The key trading partners subject to these customized tariff rates include, hold on, I'm going to show you. Look what it includes, my people. All you beautiful kings and queens, look. So, the key trading partners subject to these customized tariff rates include, this is bad, European Union, 20%. China, 54%. I won't be ordering from China for a while so, we can get him out of there or something. Vietnam, 46%. Again, China, 54%. Vietnam, 46%. Thailand, 36%. Japan, 24%. That's on top of whatever they have already. Cambodia, 49%. South Africa, 30%. Taiwan, 32%. I'm going to keep reading. It gets more interesting, beautiful. No additional tariffs on Canada and Mexico because he already put them on them. He did that already. So, I think it's a 25% tariff. That's what he did. Canada and Mexico are not mentioned in these tariff announcements. The White House said they would deal with both countries using a framework set out in previous executive orders, which imposed tariffs on Canada and Mexico as a part of administration's efforts to address fentanyl and border issues. He previously set those tariffs at 25%, like I said. Before announcing some exemptions and delays, Trump agrees to pause tariffs on Canada and Mexico. That's for now, but he had already did it, and people had already started paying him, y'all. 25% tariffs on automobile import. In addition, the president announced the U.S. would impose 25% tariffs on all foreign-made automobiles. This is not good, so I thank God I got my bins already. These tariffs will go into effect almost immediately at midnight on April the 3rd. Vietnam, Trump's tariffs, China, Taiwan, Donald Trump, Mexico, y'all, it just go on. Y'all, this is not good. It's going to hurt us because we get a lot of our goods from China. We get a lot of our goods from all these places. And you would think we supply a lot of our own stuff. We don't. We have a lot of foreign cars. That's what sells the most because people look at Ford as junk, which we saw a bunch of Ford people at his press conference today. Ford was there. Ford is not the best car. It's not that Ford has Jaguar. Jaguar is a piece of junk, but Jaguar is a beautiful car. Yes, Jaguar is a beautiful car. But as we know, Ford is not the best vehicle to buy. So Ford bought out Jaguar, and now Jaguar cars are a piece of junk, and they're beautiful junk. So we're going to get on. One moment, please.
For our American...
Hold on.
Let me spell out the possibilities for our American friends and speak directly to them. Option 1. You can carry out...
Canada know how to get a nice-looking leader. He's nice-looking.
Your consumers will pay more and your workers will make less. Gas prices will skyrocket. You will turn a loyal friend into a resentful neighbor forced to match tariff with tariff and to seek friends everywhere else. Both our economies will weaken, leaving less money for defense and security, and our enemies...
That's a handsome man.
...grow stronger. Yeah. Option 1. Option 2. We trade even more. And both our workers make more. Our consumers pay less. The resulting GDP boost allows Canada to further strengthen its border and up our military spending to 2% of GDP faster. We stop fentanyl, terrorists, supersonic missiles, and other threats. We team up against the unfair trading practices of other countries. Both America and Canada separately, will end up safer, stronger, and richer as a result. Oh, and there's something else. There's something else I'd like to say to our American friends. We've always loved you as our neighbors and friends. There is no country with whom we'd rather share a border. The longest undefended border in the world. We know America is the biggest economic and military superpower the world has ever known. And we've been a good neighbor. We fought on the same side of the same wars. We paid with Canadian lives and treasure to fight for America, avenging the 9/11 attacks. You have your grievance with us. We have ours with you. But I would ask you this question. Which other country would you rather have as your neighbor? And if Canada is not your friend, who is? See, the problem is, at times, we might be too polite, soft-spoken, and humble for our own good. We are slow to anger and quick to forgive, but never confuse our kindness with weakness.
Amen. Donald Trump prefers to have Russia as our ally instead of Canada. Russia doesn't care about us. Canada are caring people. Canadians, they care. So when you want to slap tariffs on them, it's not a wise choice. Why won't you punish Russia? We all know why. Because you're just a puppet for Vladimir Putin. You don't care about the American people like you claim. You have tried to persuade us that Russia is our ally. No. It never has been. If y'all recall, George Bush tried to do the same thing, and it can only hurt the American people. We need our allies. We don't need new tariffs. We don't. We don't.
If at midnight, we will impose a 25% tariff on all foreign-made automobiles. In a few moments, I will sign a historic executive order instituting reciprocal tariffs on countries throughout the world. Reciprocal. That means they do it to us and we do it to them. So,
but they're not doing it to us, y'all.
China, first row. So it's 67%, so we're going to be charging a discount.
Why they do not have a teleprompter for people to look at?
They charge us, we charge them, we charge them.
This man is outdated.
Anybody be upset? President Xi understood. He said, look, I understand. And the other countries, and they all understand.
He's lying, y'all. Donald Trump is telling lies.
They all understand. At the same time, we will establish a minimum baseline tariff of 10%. You notice that on the chart? And that'll be on other countries to help rebuild our economy. And
hit the like button, please.
Effective at midnight, we will impose a 25% tariff on all foreign-made automobiles.
Y'all, the other countries are not okay with that. No other president has told Donald Trump this. Y'all know that man lies every day, all day long. The truth doesn't know him, and he doesn't know the truth. He has never met the truth. Look forward to everything going up. Forget buying eggs. Look forward to everything being more expensive. One moment, please. They talk about Donald Trump and his little Ouija board. Now I'm just getting his construction board he got up there. I'm going to read you what they're saying. It says, Donald Trump just imposed sweeping tariffs on almost all U.S. trading partners, a move that drastically raises prices. I told y'all, don't listen. Okay, the White House unveiled a baseline tariff rate of extra 10% on all countries except Canada and Mexico, which he had already done that. And he kind of put a pause because he's trying to work out something with them. But they're not trying to hear, trust me. He's a disappointment. With higher rates imposed on countries that levy tariffs against the USA. Okay. Breaking prices in the U.S. are expected to skyrocket as Donald Trump just announced a global tariffs of 10% on all imports to the USA and 25% tariffs on all imported automobiles. Oh, boy, boy, boy. This man.
Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries joined us on the Midas Touch podcast immediately following Donald Trump's disastrous tariff announcement today. And he said that what Donald Trump declared today is not Liberation Day, but it's Recession Day.
That's right.
Check out this clip. And then for
today is Recession Day. They saying it. The senators are saying that.
Spotify.
Donald Trump is a complete and total disaster on all the things. But at this moment, as it relates to the economy, this is someone
check your stock market because of this. It crashes.
The high cost of living in the United States of America.
Hit the like button, please.
Costs are going to go down on day one of his presidency. That's not happening.
Everything going up right now.
Going down, they're going up. Inflation is going up. As you pointed out, what's happening is that the stock market is collapsing. And what that means is that the retirement savings of everyday Americans are disappearing by the hour. And this is all because of Trump's reckless mismanagement of the economy. And now these tariffs that are being imposed are going to raise the cost of goods on everyday Americans by some estimates by thousands of dollars per year. This
is not good, y'all.
In terms of this guy who should be leading us to a better place in terms of an affordable economy.
He's leading us to the water to drown.
In real time. This ain't Liberation Day, it's Recession Day, because that's where we're headed.
So Democratic leader Hakeem
I've been telling y'all that we're in a recession pretty much. They're not being honest with the American people. Yes, we are. Hey, King Allen, he says, no, you're uneducated. I don't know who he's speaking to. King Sam says some people are idiots. Yes, they are, baby. Okay, we're going to listen to Governor Shapiro, what he has to say about Trump and his tariffs.
The devastating effect of trade deals that were bad for Pennsylvania and bad for America in the 90s and the early 2000s. But just by slapping across the board 20-25% tariffs as the president's doing in such a reckless way, That's not going to spur American manufacturing. I'll tell you what will spur American manufacturing. Investing in businesses here in America, not cutting money that's supposed to go to them and raising their costs. I'll tell you what else is going to make us more competitive in America. Investing in our schools and STEM education. Tell you what else is going to make us competitive.
But they got rid of they're getting rid of
Being healthy and not eviscerating
Department of
the
Education.
Department of Human Services and making it harder for
They're
people
getting rid
to
of that
be
too.
healthy, making it harder for us to stop diseases, whether in humans or in birds. I'll tell you what else is going to make us more competitive. Investing today in our workforce so more people learn how to be welders and more people learn the skills that they need to do the jobs of today and tomorrow. All things we're doing in Pennsylvania and all things the federal government is walking back on. You want to know how to beat China? Invest in our workforce for tomorrow. Invest in American excellence. Instead, we've got a president who's hollowing out the skills that we need, divesting from business, and raising cost on consumers. That's a surefire way to fall backwards when it comes to the world order, and it's a surefire way to not be as competitive as we've been historically. I've seen the devastating effect of trade deals that were bad for Pennsylvania and bad for America. In the 90s.
Y'all, today the recession officially started. This is not a day to feel like you can be liberated. No, not at all. There's no liberation in this. It's lies from Donald Trump.
Senator, we're seeing a lot of Trump voters now saying they regret this. This is absolute chaos. They didn't vote for this. What are you hearing, Senator?
So hearing a lot of the same fury, a lot of the same frustration, and people coming to the realization Donald Trump lied to them. His whole campaign, his platform, his promises were all a lie, and it's coming home to roost. Because you're right, whether it's the tariffs, we know who's going to pay the price ultimately. It's not foreign countries, as Donald claimed. It's going to be working families here in the country when prices will go up. This is a president who said he was going to tackle inflation and bring down prices on day one. The opposite has happened. Prices are up in all categories, and now he says he doesn't care. He can care less, specifically, is what he said, if prices go up, because they're going up on everything from cars to fruits and vegetables and everything in between.
Y'all, this is major. Everything I'm showing you is fair use for educational purpose and research purposes. This is major. Jesus, Jesus,
Well, it
Jesus.
looks like Eric Adams' trip down to Mar-a-Lago paid off because a judge has dismissed the charges against him with prejudice, which means they cannot bring it back upon the advice or suggestion of the Trump administration. But look, maybe now that Eric Adams has some more time on his hands, before I say this, don't get me wrong. I love New York City. I think it's the greatest city in the world. I can't imagine living anywhere else. Fantastic. Except there are some things that can be fixed, like perhaps finding some homes for our unhoused brothers and sisters, maybe cleaning some of the pee and the human feces off the streets so it doesn't stink. Maybe we can put some more taxis out on the streets. Maybe he can help with congestion. Maybe he can help some of the folks that you see shooting up in broad daylight and unfortunately on some people's stoops. Maybe he can do that, including maybe you can get rid of some of the construction noise in my damn building.
Just maybe. Because you know, early today, my other live, I showed y'all about Mayor Adams. That his case is dismissed against him. Now we know why. Because remember earlier, I was trying to figure out why, but I kind of knew why. So he went down to Mar-a-Lago, had a great conversation with who? Dumpy, T-Rump. And now he's going to play for Donald Trump's team, and he's going to be manipulated in ways he ain't even thought about. Because Donald Trump doesn't like you. You're a black man. Are you kidding me? You see, he's taking out everything that got black faces in America.
Reaction after hours. I've never seen anything like it. This, I think fair to say, is worse than the worst case scenario of the tariffs that many in the market expected the president to impose.
Hit the like button, please.
I've never seen anything like it. This, I think fair to say, is worse than the worst case scenario of the tariffs that many in the market expected the president to impose. Market reaction after hours.
Y'all, everything going down. The stock market is crashing. It's not good.
Is Donald Trump's obsession with Canada? And I thought Canada and U.S. were always homies. What, like, tariffs? What happened? Like,
let me just apologize
Donald Trump
for,
happened.
My government and my country and the president on behalf of the American people. I don't know what's going on. I mean, we seem to be in an upside down world where we are demonizing our allies and praising our adversaries for some reason. I don't know. We've always had a great relationship with the Canadian people. I love going to Canada. Canadians are so nice. It's been interesting to me to learn about, through my work about politics in Canada. I came there to cover SARS back in the early 2000s. I covered the rise of legal marijuana there, which stemmed from there and then came here, right? So in many ways, you guys are ahead of us. And also the similarity and the differences of race in Canada versus America. And so it's just been, I've always had a really great relationship, and I've been fascinated by the Canadian people. I don't know what's going on. It's not us. As your leaders have said, they know it's not the American people. It's Donald Trump.
The virus, Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a virus. He's a cancer. He's measles right now. Do you understand me? He is measles in Texas right now.
Some major breaking news right now. The United States Senate just passed a resolution rebuking Donald Trump over his tariffs on Canada. This is stunning. Republicans joined Democrats in rebuking Donald Trump's Canadian tariffs.
Amen.
The vote was 51-48. 4 Republicans joined all Democrats in voting against these tariffs. The Republicans included Rand Paul, Susan Collins, Mitch McConnell, and Lisa Murkowski. Now, the resolution technically ends
Mitch
the national
McConnell went
emergency
against Trump
declared by Donald Trump over Canadian tariffs. Before I continue, TikTok will be banned in 2 days, so follow me on my Instagram, Substack, and YouTube. They're all linked to my bio. Now, the only issue here is that this is going to be a symbolic resolution. It has to pass the House of Representatives, and the House has no plans to take it up. And even if it passed the House, Trump would have to sign it into law, which he won't do, and you don't have enough votes to override a veto. But this is still a major sign that there are cracks within the Republican caucus. And this is a stunning public rebuke and a slap in the face and an embarrassment for the Trump White House that Republicans rebuked him. Spread the word and follow along for all the news you need to know about. We have some major breaking news right now.
Y'all, I forgot to tell y'all, I don't know what I did with the video either. There's a black judge, highly qualified. Honey, no DEI. She's not a Pete Hegseth. She has her qualifications because she's highly educated. Will be more than likely replacing Mitch McConnell. She's running to replace him. Because, Mitch McConnell will be retiring. And that seat has to be filled. Yes, God. A black woman. And I'm not a bot. I'm a real beautiful woman.
Donald Trump just announced a tariffs regime that will rise costs on almost everything America imports into the United States. First, he announced 10% across the board tariffs on every single country around the world. Second, he announced a 25% tariff on all automobile imports into the United States. Third, he announced reciprocal tariffs, meaning anything that a country charges the United States, we will now charge that country. Essentially, your prices are about to go up big time, and the economy likely will be decimated. Before I continue, TikTok will be banned in less than 3 days, so be sure to follow me on my Instagram, Substack, and YouTube. All are linked to my bio. Economists predict that these tariffs could have a dramatic
let me show y'all about TikTok. One moment, please. It is being said that TikTok will be bought by who? Amazon. Bezos. The one that's now with his best friend, his neighbor's wife. But, they together now. Both, they messed around on their marriages, and now they ain't up together. Well, anyway, Jeff Bezos is planning to purchase TikTok. It says, Amazon reportedly makes bid to acquire TikTok as potential ban deadline. Hold on. Okay, it says Amazon has put in a bid to purchase TikTok from its Chinese parent company as the April deadline for a potential ban approaches. According to New York Times, 3 people familiar with the offer revealed Amazon's bid, which comes just days before TikTok's second potential ban deadline. The Times add, hold on, let me drink some water. The Times add, various parties who have been involved in talks do not appear to be taking Amazon bid seriously. So they must be playing in his face, the man that owns TikTok. As previously reported, TikTok was temporarily banned in the U.S. in January and was reinstated just 1 day after. TikTok CEO credited President Donald Trump for the app's return, and Dunning has since pledged to save the app despite security concerns. He is expected to discuss fate of TikTok at Oval Office meeting on Wednesday. So, y'all, I will come back with that tomorrow, okay? What's it going to be? What happened? Because I don't know what happened with that, but we're going to find out what happened. Today, Wednesday, but hey, we're going to find out. Okay? Let me get back to business and what we're here for. But I just want to share with you all because the guy mentioned TikTok, and I forgot to tell you about that. One moment, please.
Reaction after hours. I've never seen anything like it. This, I think fair to say, is worse than the worst case scenario of the tariffs that many in the market expected the president to impose. You laid out a number of the percentages there, and there's some question
you see how the stock is going down?
Calculated the percentages that they're responding to in each of these cases. Are they adding in value-added taxes? He talked about, non-tariff barriers as well. So I think while many were hoping that this would eliminate uncertainty, there's going to be more uncertainty in the market, and from those watching policy tomorrow on, well, if companies...
And he's proud of it. That man crazy.
Non-tariff barriers were calculated. Will there be wiggle room here? Exactly when do these go into effect? How quickly are companies going to have to adjust their pricing? So many questions.
Ooh, dear God.
There should be no debate about whether our government should be able to implement segregationist policies, but without this amendment,
this is today.
Nothing stops an administration
hit the like button,
from
please.
using reorganization powers to roll back civil rights. Trump's slogan, "Make America Great Again," begs the question, when exactly is he talking about? What year does Donald Trump want to return to? I'd like to know. I can venture a guess based on many actions, which I'll enumerate shortly. But let's take a moment to revisit Donald Trump's origins and his track record. Donald Trump was born in the 1940s and raised under Jim Crow, a time when laws were codified to give him an advantage with the segregation of schools, businesses, and public spaces. And when he started taking control of his dad's real estate businesses a few years after the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, Trump made front page news when he was sued for discriminating against black families who applied for housing. 60 years later, he is still making front page news for racial discrimination. Just last week, the Trump administration revoked a decades-old policy that prohibited federal contractors from having segregated facilities. Let that sink in. This administration just made it easier for businesses to reintroduce white-only waiting rooms, white-only bathrooms, and white-only water fountains in the year 2025. But this isn't just about one policy change. It's about a broader, coordinated assault on civil rights to take America back to Jim Crow. Trump has appointed judges that don't support the Brown versus Board of Education decision, an obvious opening for a return to segregated schools. Trump is dismantling the Department of Education as we speak to prevent access to equal education and upend more than 300 active civil rights cases in my district alone. Trump has overturned executive orders from the 1960s, including one signed in 1965 that mandated equal opportunity for people of color in the recruitment, hiring, and training of federal contractors. Trump has even removed Black history from government websites, including the Department of Defense. He is literally trying to prevent people from learning about Black veterans and their contributions and sacrifices in this country. I could go on, but we would be here until tomorrow. And listen, I will be the first to acknowledge Democrats and Republicans alike have a bad history on this issue. But today, only one party is acknowledging that shameful legacy, while the Republicans remain silent, deafeningly so. So I will give everyone here a chance to clarify. This vote is simple. Are you against racial segregation? This is your chance to go on the record if you are in fact opposed to racial segregation. Let's ensure that no administration, present or future, can support policies of segregation. There should be no debate about whether our government should.
And if they vote for that, I couldn't be friends with you. Get out of my face. Anybody in that room that vote for it, get out of my face. You come in my face, you're going to get something. Get out of my face. You telling me in my face you don't like my race. You telling me in my face you don't like my color. Why? You're threatened. Why? Because I don't wrinkle like you? In my 50s and still look young? My body look young because my skin melanin. Get out my face.
Hasn't done is show us a new system that works. Because if you're going to say, well, we're going to update the COBOL system, and take something that's been running for 50 years and make it better, great. But you don't take down the existing system to the detriment of all the users before your new system is up and running. Nobody in IT has ever does that, right? And anybody who's worked for a big company has gone through system conversions. I love it that DOGE is working on upgrading the systems and updating them. They need to be updated.
But they're not.
I'm glad they're using new advanced technology to try to do those things. But you don't shut down the incumbent systems before you have something to convert over to. And you don't convert over until you've tested them. That is just Tech 101. He would get fired in tech support in a nanosecond if he just took down the existing systems without having tested and rolled out on a staged basis.
I agree with Mark Cuban. For Elon to be claimed he's a genius, and he's not. He just like Kanye West, love to say it. And once people hear it so many times, it's like a subliminal message, and they truly believe that Elon is a genius. He's another fake genius like Kanye West.
It just keeps on getting worse for the Trump administration. National Security Advisor Mike Waltz's team regularly set up chats on Signal to coordinate official work on issues including Ukraine, China, Gaza, Middle East policy, Africa, and Europe, according to 4 sources. This is a new report just breaking from Politico. 2 of the people said they were either in or have direct knowledge of at least 20 such chats. All 4 said that they saw instances of sensitive information being discussed. This shows that Waltz's use of Signal was far more extensive than previously reported, and this of course comes after the news that Waltz discussed war plans about Yemen strikes in a Signal chat, where he accidentally invited an Atlantic reporter, as well as a story yesterday that came out that Waltz used his personal Gmail to discuss sensitive information. We're going to continue to follow this story and more. Remember to follow our account and add the Midas Touch podcast right now on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So this story just keeps on getting worse for the Trump administration.
I showed y'all those text messages from when they used the group text and chats, on Signal. Do I need to show them again? Nothing is surprising when it comes to this Mike fella, Waltz. Him and Magic Mike are exactly the same. Grinder.
No, he's still on hand.
I'm not giving it to the cabinet. I'm giving it to the auto workers.
See the Ford people there? Fords are a piece of junk cars.
Thank you, fellas. Get it. That's it.
The president.
That's it.
Trump is crazy.
Like a hat.
No, he's throwing hats.
I'm not giving it to the cabinet. I'm giving it to the auto workers.
He doesn't care about the auto workers.
Thank you, fellas. Get it. That's
He'll use anybody for a prop. You're just a prop to him. You don't matter. You're not rich and famous. You don't matter. You're not. If you're not a rich white male, you don't matter. One moment.
You know, little items like cars.
There he go with it.
We're charging them
His
27%.
nonsense. He's a laughing
Very
stock.
tough, very, very tough.
We are screwed.
Prime Minister just left ours.
We're screwed, y'all. That's a fact. We are screwed.
Twitter has officially sued Elon Musk in Delaware Chancery Court to force Elon to pay the full acquisition price of $44 billion to
So
Twitter.
he still owes
That's
Twitter money.
$44 billion. I reviewed the 62-page court filing so you don't have to, and Elon Musk is in a world of trouble and looks like a complete moron in the filing. Let me give you some background. The Delaware Chancery Court is just the trial court in Delaware that hears business disputes. Delaware has a very advanced corporate law and judicial resolution system for corporate disputes, which is why many companies incorporate in Delaware. The Delaware Chancery Court likes certainty in business deals. They abhor sophisticated business parties like Elon Musk playing games and trying to back out of deals. Twitter has also hired a law firm where the lawyer used to be the top judge in the Delaware Chancery Courts, so there's that. And the 62-page lawsuit Twitter filed against Elon Musk? Yes, Twitter has officially sued Elon Musk in Delaware Chancery
It's going
Court
down.
to
I'm
force
telling
Elon to
y'all.
pay the full-
Elon Musk, this is going to be the worst year of his life. He's going to go in hiding because it's not going to get better because he's sinking. All his companies are just plummeting. Nobody wants anything to do with Tesla. People are sick of X, which is formerly Twitter, and Twitter is suing him because he still owes them money. SpaceX is a joke. His new AI company, all of it is a joke, in my opinion. And I have a right to my opinion. A joke. Elon is a joke.
This is major breaking news just in. Senate Democrats just brought to the floor of the United States Senate a resolution to block Donald Trump's tariffs on Canada. And by a 51-48 vote, the resolution has officially passed and it will make its way to the House of Representatives. Here's the screenshot from when this just occurred. You see the yeas at 51, the nays at 48. Senate Joint Resolution 37, a joint resolution terminating the national emergency declared on articles imported from Canada. The Republican senators who joined...
The yays know that our country is in trouble with Donald Trump. This is life under Trump 112. Those Republicans that's going with the Democrats, those yays, they know that those tariffs will not do us any good. They know they're going to hurt the American people and the price of everything is going to go up. Fight back. One moment.
Breaking news right now. According to CNN, the stock market has plunged so much that it has entered, quote, extreme fear territory in aftermarket. In addition, countries worldwide are responding and rebuking the United States. Australia is saying this is not how you treat a friend. Our relationship is going to be different moving forward. Italy, who has a right-wing prime minister, slammed the tariffs, saying that they're wrong. Canada vowed to retaliate almost immediately. This is a very bad situation that's only going to get worse when markets open tomorrow. Now, TikTok will be banned in just 2 days in America if Trump doesn't act, so be sure to follow me on Instagram, Substack, and YouTube. It's all linked in my bio at the top of the link tree. We are now in extreme fear territory.
Yeah, we are in fear territory. And those of you that don't see it, that do not see it, you're just a sad case. But you won't get it to your food prices when you go in the store and you be like, oh God, these are $40 only gonna go so far, baby. You'll see. We can't buy that TV this summer, baby. The kids home don't have a TV to watch. You'll see. You will see. But you can't tell people anything until it hits their pockets.
Major news right now, Elon Musk was just hit with his worst news of 2025. Tesla sales in the United States year over year have dropped 13%. And quarter one of 2025 was Tesla's worst production and delivery report in 3 years. When compared to Tesla's quarter one 2023 performance, the company's 2025 quarter one performance showed sales dropped over 20%. And Tesla's stock value has shed more than 36% since the start of the year, the company's third steepest drop in 15 years. And as a result, Elon Musk has lost more than $100 billion from his net worth. Now, before I continue, TikTok could be banned in 2 or 3 days, so be sure to follow me on my Instagram, Substack, and YouTube. They're all linked in my bio. Elon Musk is not doing...
Be sure to follow on Midas Touch Network, you guys.
Breaking news right now, the stock market is crashing after hours. CNBC just said, quote, that the tariff plan is worse than the worst case scenario for the market. The anchor said that the market reaction after hours is, quote, never seen anything like this. This is worse than the worst case scenario. Stock futures are falling. As of this post, the Dow futures are down 0.5%, NASDAQ 2.3%, the S&P 500 1.5%. And that's only going to get worse overnight and into the morning. Now, TikTok will be banned in now 2 days, so be sure to follow me on my Substack, Instagram, and YouTube.
This is bad. I hope y'all can see that. I came back on tonight because I wanted to show y'all about the tariffs, how they're hurting the country, and how it's hurting the people that was once our friends, our allies, and they're no longer allies because of who? Donald Trump. We in this by ourselves as a country, and that's not good. You need allies to survive. So if you have to go to WAR, you have people that will come in and help you. As the Canadian leader stated, the Prime Minister, that when 9/11 happened, they helped us. We won't have that anymore. In the all the shelves in their stores of our American products have been taken down. This is not a good look. I want y'all to think about it when you're in your beds tonight, how this will affect your household. It will. I love y'all guys. Get you some rest, and I'll see you tomorrow.